Trump administration demands states undo work to send full food stamps. This article is by Tony Rom and read by an automated voice. The Trump administration told states that they must immediately undo any actions to provide full food stamp benefits to low-income families, in a move that added to the chaos and uncertainty surrounding the nation's largest anti-hunger program during the government shutdown. The Agriculture Department issued the command in a late-night Saturday memo. Viewed later by the New York Times, that guidance threatened to impose harsh financial penalties on states that did not comply quickly with the government's new orders. By Sunday, officials in several states said they were unsure how the latest directive from the Trump administration would affect the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, which serves 1 in 8 low-income Americans. The program has already faced staggering disruptions in recent days, as President Trump and his top aides have refused to fund its benefits fully while the government remains closed. Some of the 42 million people enrolled in SNAP began to receive their full benefits on Friday, after a federal judge ordered the Trump administration to fully fund the program this month amid the shutdown. States like New York, Oregon, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin raced to release the aid to residents, some of whom had been without nutrition assistance for days. Soon after, though, the Supreme Court temporarily paused the judge's order so that an appeals court could further review it, leaving the entire program in legal limbo. That review remains underway, and the outcome could determine whether the government must tap its ample reserves, totaling into the tens of billions of dollars, to preserve full SNAP benefits this month. The Agriculture Department did not respond to a request for comment. The White House Budget Office also did not respond. Representative Angie Craig of Minnesota, the top Democrat on the House Agriculture Committee, said in a statement that she believed the Trump administration was demanding that food assistance be taken away from the households that have already received it. They would rather go door to door, taking away people's food, than do the right thing and fully fund SNAP for November, so that struggling veterans, seniors, and children can keep food on the table, she said. The food stamp program is funded by the federal government but largely managed by states. To provide benefits, states send files to processors, which administer the electronic benefit transfer system. Known as EBT, these vendors then make the funds available on EBT cards, which are the primary way that SNAP recipients purchase groceries. In its guidance, the Agriculture Department late Saturday said states may not send EBT processors the files that would be required to provide full benefits. Rather, the agency said states must only send files for partial benefits, meaning that food stamp recipients would see their payments substantially cut. To the extent states sent full SNAP payment files for November 2025, this was unauthorized, wrote Patrick A. Penn, a top official at the Agriculture Department. Accordingly, states must immediately undo any steps taken to issue full SNAP benefits for November 2025. David A. Super, a professor at the Georgetown University Law Center, said it would not be legal for the government to claw back benefits that it had already provisioned without affording people due process. But Mr. Super added, the federal government sought to thwart the states that hadn't completed their work to release full SNAP allotments to low-income families. He said the memo could serve to scare states partway along the process, and it's telling the states to turn back. Officials in at least one state, Wisconsin, publicly refused to comply on Sunday with the Trump administration's new directive, citing the financial harm that it might inflict on residents. No, Governor Tony Evers, a Democrat, said in a statement. He said that his state would continue to fight against the Trump administration's efforts to yank food assistance away from Wisconsin's kids, families, and seniors. Officials in Wisconsin also criticized the federal government on Sunday for trying to obstruct some of the complicated, behind-the-scenes transactions that help to reimburse grocers that accept SNAP. They brought the incident to the attention of a federal judge in Massachusetts, who was considering a request by roughly 24 states, including Wisconsin, to force the Trump administration to restore all SNAP funds. As part of that lawsuit, state leaders also asked the judge on Saturday to shield them from any federal punishment over their handling of food stamps during the current period of legal uncertainty. In a filing, they pointed to a series of conflicting instructions from the Agriculture Department, which at one point had signaled that it was preparing to release the funds for full food stamp payments after all. Lawyers for the Justice Department strongly opposed the state's request in a formal reply Saturday to the court. Their filing came as the Trump administration also ratcheted up its threats to punish local officials for allocating full food stamp payments. In its memo, the Agriculture Department said in its memo that states could lose access to some federal money to manage the SNAP program if they failed to comply, and may be liable for funding full benefits that the federal government did not authorize. The cruelty is the point, said Senator Amy Klobuchar, Democrat of Minnesota, who leads her party on the chamber's top agriculture committee. In a post on Sunday on social media, she added, "It is their choice to do this."